Good morning, AP Psych students. Hope you had a good weekend. Everybody's staying safe and healthy and enjoying life as best they can these days. The weather was beautiful this weekend, so hopefully you got some good outdoors time. We're going to keep rolling. This is the kind of the end of the home stretch for the seniors. These are, I think, are the final 2 weeks of e-learning. I'm going to keep posting after that because, of course, we got the AP test in for 2 weeks from today. So we'll keep on rolling with that and hopefully get you guys ready as best we can. College Board review on memory part 2, retrieval and forgetting and things like that. That's up on Teams right now, so I suggest you take a look at that. Help you remember part of the cognition unit. I'm gonna post another FRQ today. We're gonna go over the FRQ I posted on Friday and hopefully help you review some of those terms about Ludi and working at the library. So here we go. This is FRQ number 8. As a senior in high school, Ludi worked as an assistant to the children's librarian in the town library. He enjoyed shelving the books in the library because he was able to work alone and focus on his task. Although the library was normally a quiet place, sometimes the children's section became quite noisy when groups of children visited. After working in an unfulfilling desk job for 30 years, Ludi recalls how much he enjoyed working at the library and decides to go back and work as a volunteer creating new programs for disadvantaged children. Describe how each of the following relates to Ludi's return to working at the library. Now, notice it didn't say positive or negative. That's one thing you'll see. I think on one of the practice FRQs this week is, how does this help somebody? How does this hinder somebody? It doesn't say that there. So there's a lot of room for creativity. It could go either direction. Now, how does each relate to Ludi working at the library or we're returning to work at the library? You could say negative, you could say positive. Either way would be fine. So I think a lot of the FRQs I read over the weekend had to do with positively relating these concepts to them, but it doesn't have to be that way. If you're having a hard time relating positive and it's open-ended like this, you could talk about the negative side of things. For instance, we'll get to that with the big 5 trait of extroversion. So first term, this was one, some good, some not so good responses. Crystallized intelligence. How would crystallized intelligence help him work at the library? A lot of people seem to confuse crystallized intelligence with episodic memory, which is going, I think the 6th term on here. The idea of crystallized intelligence, we're thinking knowledge, okay, and how your knowledge grows as you get older. It's not about stories of your life or writing things down like he remembered working in the library and enjoying it and things like that. That's not crystallized intelligence. Okay, crystallized intelligence grows as you get older. Fluid intelligence, which you've seen on previous FRQs, problem solving, logic, ability to use those things to help you, that declines as you get older. So now he would have a large amount of crystallized intelligence based on going through life and learning a lot more things. So you could say something like, his crystallized intelligence helps him remember the Dewey Decimal System or how the library is organized and things like that. But it shouldn't relate to, well, he's, lived a long life and he remembers working in the library fondly. That would be more episodic memory. So crystallized intelligence, think facts, stats, things like that you know a lot about as you get older. Altruism. And most people did pretty well on this part of the FRQ. Altruism, the selfless regard for the welfare of others. He's going back to the library to help disadvantaged kids. Can't get more altruistic than that. He's doing it without necessarily being selfish. He's doing it to help other people. Big 5 trait of extroversion. Let's make sure, let's go through the big 5. Personality. So ocean. Ocean is your mnemonic device. O for openness, how open you are to new experiences. C for conscientiousness, how responsible are you. E for extroversion, how outgoing are you or energized by social situations are you. A for agreeableness, how well do you get along with other people. And N for neuroticism, for emotional stability. So the big 5 trait of extroversion. It talked about how he liked working there alone when he was a kid, when he was alone and able to focus on his tasks. So you could say either thing. You could say he rates low in extroversion, okay, because perhaps he liked working in the library because it was quiet and he liked to work by himself. Okay, and maybe he wanted to go back and do that. Or you could say maybe he's grown to be more extroverted because he wants to work with kids. Or maybe you could say the kids are extroverted because they're loud and sociable and things like that. There are a lot of different ways you can take it. Just remember extroversion, how outgoing and social you are. If you rate high in it, you're more likely to want to go and party. If you rate low in it, you have no problem staying at home, quiet night, watching, I don't know, murder mysteries, things like that, with a cat on your lap. Broca's area, let's review. Broca's area has to do, Boca, speech. Okay, Broca's area has to do with talking, communicating. Wernicke's area, Wernicke's area, is listening and comprehending language. Okay, so Broca's area in this case, how well does he communicate with the kids? It would relate to him having to explain all the rules of the new library programs, things like that, or how to check out books to little kids. How well is he communicating that? So Broca's area, think how well you're explaining things, communicating things with others. Wernicke's area, how well are you understanding other people's instructions? Self-efficacy, your belief in your own abilities. Ludi maybe he believes that he can do this, that even though he liked working by himself and was more of an introvert early in life, he believes that he can set up good programs for the disadvantaged kids at the library. Episodic memory. So episodic memory is the stories of your life. Okay, being able to remember episodes of what you've gone through. And the episodic memory here, like I said, a lot of people put this for crystallized intelligence, not the same thing. Okay, and here's where you would say he remembered how much he enjoyed working at the library, or he remembered how well he got along with his coworkers, he remembered it being a fun place to work. Those sorts of things would be part of his episodic memories. Crystallized intelligence, think knowledge. Episodic memory, you can think of more as his personal experiences. And maybe even though he says he wants to work with kids, he remembers kids being loud and obnoxious, and maybe he second guesses himself. And the final thing, self-actualization, would have to relate to that unfulfilling desk job mentioned in the question. Self-actualization, let's review. It's Maslow's theory that we all climb this hierarchy of needs on the way to be getting self-actualized. The bottom level, biological needs, food, shelter, water. Safety needs above that, security, how secure do you feel in yourself? You worried about, getting shot on the way home from work, things like that. Belongingness needs, getting along well with other people. Esteem needs, how you feel about yourself. And then the top, self-actualization, which is reaching your full potential as a person. So it even says right there, he works at an unfulfilling desk job. So perhaps, it fed, kept him fed. It was in a safe environment. He got along well with his coworkers, but he didn't feel good about it. Working at the library maybe helps him fulfill his potential as a human being, finally reach self-actualization. Okay. So again, let me know if you have any questions. If you want me to go over any other topics, besides the FRQs and the stuff I'm giving you at the College Board, please email me. Let me know. You can just shoot me an email. Hey, I would like you to make a video about brain parts or neurons or anything else. I'm happy to do it. I got plenty of time. So have a good Tuesday. We'll talk to you again later in the week. And yeah, good luck with the FRQ. Let me know if you have any questions on that. See you later.